Hello everyone, my name is Mona Ikaime. This is Mona's World Channel. I'm the CEO for Sugar Collections. You can check our pages on Instagram and on Facebook. Please like, share and subscribe to this channel. Today I'm going to be taking on beginners on how to cut a sleeve and a simple flare. A simple flare sleeve. Simple is not the bogus or round full ones, the simple ones that just curves out a little bit. Now, first thing you have to do is get your pattern of your sleeve on a paper. Then after getting that on the paper, you center it by rolling out the middle. Then after rolling out the middle, you go and you take out half inches on both sides of the pattern paper. After taking up both half inches from both sides, then you now mark your 1.5 inches in between all the lines. 1.5 inches like this. 1.5 inches on in between all the lines. You mark 1.5 like this. Yes, like this. Yeah. The other side of the half part of the sleeve, you mark 1.5 on all angles. Now you come out, then you roll it out all the way up, straight up. Roll it all straight up on all the angles. Roll up the 1.5 inch. You try to do this with a ruler and a pencil so that it's easy to erase if you make a mistake. You can easily do this on a ruler, with a ruler and a pencil. You don't use a biro. It might be difficult to erase if you make a mistake. So after rolling it out like this, the next step is to take your scissors. You get a scissors that is good for cutting a paper. You don't use the regular scissors that you use in cutting your fabric to cut paper. You should have a scissors for paper as a beginner. Now you get your scissors and you shred it in those 1.5 inches lines. You shred it little by little. Shred it. You don't shred it all out. You leave half inch at the upper part so that you can use that half inch to spread it out. You leave half inch of the upper part. So you do this little by little. After you're done with this, then you go ahead and get your fabric. You get your fabric. Remember to try to put, when you get your fabric, you can see it comes out really nice. It comes out, you can spread it out. You see, it's easy to open up. When you get your fabric now, you put every other thing aside. Now you get your fabric, you open it up. Then you lay your pattern paper that you have shredded already. You lay it on top of the fabric. Now you spread it out. While you spread out, in order for it to stay in place, I will always advise, you can spread out as wide as you like. I spread out mine just a little bit, which will give me just a slight flare. You can spread out as wide as you want to give you a little bit fuller result at the end. So now you pin it at the edges so that after pinning at the edges, it will be easy for you to cut. It will make the cutting easy. It will make the marking easy. After pinning at the edges, you come on each side. You come on each side of the pattern paper and mark out half inches on both sides. Half inches outward, half inches on the other side outwardly. Now, after marking out half inches, you have your half inch. After marking out half inches, you come to this side, you mark out half inches. That's on both sides. you use your ruler now to trace it up to the armpit side of the pattern paper. You trace it up to your armpit side of the pattern paper. Now you would get your chalk or your marker, whatever it is that is convenient for you to use. Now you trace out the edge all round. Trace out the edge. You can use a curved ruler for this. I didn't have a curved ruler here at the moment, so I used my free hand to do it. But you can use a curved ruler for this, and it will come out really nice. If you have a curve, this is the best time to bring it out and use it. Now you have this flare pattern. Like you can see, I just spread it out a little bit. Remember, you can spread out as wide as you like, and now you cut it out. You gently cut it out. Cut out the fabric with the part. You cut it out, then make sure it's well cut out neatly. After cutting it out, you can now get the lining that you will use to double face it. Turn the face the other side so it will be neat, because I always prefer to turn my sleeve with lining to give me a perfect finish at the end of the sewing. So you get your lining now. You can use cotton lining, you can use the one they call ABBA lining, you can use tappeta, whatever kind of lining you like. You can use the doll face, that's the doll face satin. You can use it to line your fabrics. For beginners, those are linings that I use that come out really nice. Then you pin it down with your bobby pin. You pin it down to give it a good hold. You pin it down. After pinning down, you get your scissors again and you cut it out. Get your scissors and you cut it out. When you cut out, make sure you cut it out equally as it is with the pattern paper. You cut it out round. This fabric is a little bit soft, so it's getting in the way of my scissors. So we'll cut it out. Simply cut it out. Now, after cutting out, you try to put the ones you don't need away, and you cut out the down part, lower part of it. You cut it out neatly as well to give you that round, beautiful look at the end. Now, you go to the lining, you turn it the other way around. Yeah, you can notch the center of the sleeve so that you know where the center is when joining it to your fabric, to your dress or your top or whatever the sleeve is for. You turn it the other way around. Now you mark 1/2 inch all the way at the lower part of the lining so that you can bend the fabric inwardly to give you a neat sewing, to give you a neat finish at the end of the day. So I'm going to do this by marking my 1/2 inch all round at the lower part of the sleeve. Just like this, like this, like this, 1/2 inch all round. This is quite simple. Anybody can do this. This is quite simple. It's easy to do, it's easy to understand. I try to use the simplest way. My trainings and my teachings are going to be basically the simplest way to get to your result, and at the end of the day to give you good result. Now we're going to cut out the 1/2 inch at the down part of the lining. We'll cut out the 1/2 inch, gently cut out the 1/2 inch. Always good to use a sharp scissors when cutting linings, because sometimes the blunt scissors can get in the way of your cutting and make it look unprofessional. So we'll cut it out like so, and we're ready to sew. You can now separate it. You can separate the pattern from the fabric and all. Separate everything. Then you see the pattern for your simple flare sleeve. Now when you look at it, you see it's a little bit rounded, unlike a regular sleeve that would have just been straight. It's a little bit round. So I'm going to go ahead and join it now, and I'll be right back with the finished picture. I'm going to go ahead and join it now. I'll be right back with the finished picture. Okay, so now we have finished sewing, and this is the final look. You can see the 1/2 inch we cut out at the down of the lining, make the under of the sleeve look neat, well sewn. It's beautiful. You can see how the sleeve just sits very well on the arm of the girl. You can see how it sits very well on her arm. It's so nice, lovely. If this is put on a dress, it will come out so beautiful. Remember, you can make this as wide as you like. You can make it as wide as you like. I only made mine a little bit simple, not too wide. Look at the finished work. It's beautiful. So thank you for tuning into my channel. Please subscribe, like, and share this video. God bless you.